Well, good morning, everyone. You have found yourself today in between the before and the after. This is the Interlude, and we are here in Flagstaff, Arizona, where I think it's going to snow today, and we're going to have a hard time getting home. But that's okay. It's beautiful weather, and we have been up here with the women all weekend long. And I'm going to invite Jennine Ulibarri, who has organized this whole trip. So, Jennine, come on in here. How are you this morning?
I'm very good. How are you?
Doing well. Tell us about this weekend. This is you've got over 100 ladies here this weekend, and you are ministering to them. You've been doing this for how many years?
31 years.
And how hard is it to organize all these women to get up here to have them come together, food, and all that? Tell us about it.
Okay, we're here at Little America, and I first would like to say Little America is great to work with, and they do a great job of helping us make sure that people have rooms that are good for them and close. We've been up here for many, many years. Our weekend was from Friday to this morning, and our speaker is Wendy Hagen, and she's been speaking about the divine interruption, and we've all really enjoyed being able to listen to her and grow in our faith.
That's amazing. I always want to call it the divine intervention, but it's a divine interruption.
I think that's right.
I think it's right too. Anyway, this is your last trip, Jennine. Are you sad, excited? Just tell us your emotions.
Well, there's a mixture of emotions. I want to thank the congregation at La Casa. I've loved serving as women's ministry director for 31 years, but my husband David and I, we have 5 grandkids here, and we have lots of fun trips planned, and you'll see me picking up kids at school and doing things like that, and it's just time. And I have loved serving the women, and it's a pleasure to turn it over to a very capable person.
We have offices right next door to each other. I have seen you for months organizing this event. It takes a lot of work. So I'm sure you're probably glad to relieve that this is your last one, but sad in a good way too.
Yeah, definitely. But it's a joy to get women of all ages together. We've had great conversations around the table. It's a great way to meet other people at La Casa, so it's well worth it. It's for me, I always leave feeling, I'm getting goosebumps right now, just knowing that people, again, grew in their faith and they met other people, and a lot of great friendships have been established this weekend.
I mean, women have been coming to this for, years and years and years, and have developed lifelong friendships because of this trip. So what?
Well, I've been doing specifically women's ministry for 21 years. We started our first retreat probably at 20 years ago, and we did things like go to Lake Powell and stay in cabins, which was not good for women, and really figured out that we need to provide a place where if people want their own room, they can have it, or they can share a room. And Little America, again, just does a great job, and it's a great place to have a retreat.
It is. It's very comfortable here. And the snow backdrop is just, it's very charming for whatever reason. It's a really cozy weekend. It's nice and warm in here. I haven't had any of the food, but it looks delicious.
They do. I can't even talk highly enough about Little America. They do a great job with the food. They actually love that La Casa comes up here. We have a good reputation with them because, again, here's something I tell all the women. If you have a complaint, you tell me, because then I'm the only one going to management talking to them, and they all love that. So they love when we come.
You've been a great steward of the hotel and of the church and women's ministry. So thank you, Jennine.
You're welcome.
Wendy, come on up here. You have had, how many sessions have you done? Welcome, by the way.
Thank you. Welcome to you too this morning. Good morning.
Yeah,
I don't even know what
it is. So you've got your hat on. It's cold outside.
From California, I'm ready for the snow.
I know. We're from down south.
You guys are from the desert. You don't even know what rain barely is.
I know. We're weenies. So you're from the Bay Area.
Yeah.
You came up here. You've done how many sessions this weekend?
3 and 1 more to go.
One more to go. Now it's called a divine interruption. What is a divine interruption?
Well, life is full of interruptions, and they're not always spiritual, but a lot of times it is God trying to speak to us, or God stepping into our lives if we're aware and looking for His purposes, His grace, His love, His joy, His presence. And we miss it sometimes if we're not looking to Him. So breaking that down in different ways and how God shows up in our lives.
That is amazing. So you've had all these women here. Now you have different sessions. You said 3 sessions. What does each session look like if someone that is watching wants to come next year? And I know you probably won't get to be here next year, but what does it look like?
So the first session was titled Interrupted by Bumblebees in Hollywood. So that makes sense, right? From the Bible, straight out of, no, those are more my personal stories. I was a childhood actress and talking about the woman in the well being interrupted by Jesus, where he says, will you give me a drink? And she's like, what? We can't even talk. Jew, Samaritan. And he's trying to give her living water, and how God wants to interrupt us with his grace. And so the first session was about grace. And then the second session was being interrupted by bad news. And so nobody wants that, but how God can step right into it, like Jesus came to earth and stepped into our humanity, and he can walk alongside us in our suffering, and how we can find his love for us. And so that was the second session. And then last night's session, I shared some different testimony and talked about God. Now I'm even blanking what was last night. See, it's too early. Today's going to be about doubt. God stepping into our doubt, and that it's okay to doubt, and that develops our faith. And so, just covering those different bases, and God's peace, joy. It was joy. It was last night.
Joy is always key.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Well, this is amazing. I know I've heard from a lot of ladies that you've been wonderful, and they've really got a lot from your speaking and being here. So I just want to thank you so much for being here. And sorry it's so cold.
It's okay. It's fun. We went hiking. There was snow and mud, and it's been great. And kudos to Jennine for what an awesome women's ministry that she has built up in this church. I mean, it's really phenomenal. I go speak at a lot of churches, and a lot of churches aren't doing this anymore, where it's like a whole weekend, because it's hard to get women to do it, to get away. And look at this. I mean, all these women of different seasons of faith, different seasons of life. It's really incredible. So good job, La Casa and Jennine, and then now Paula. It's a great place to be. If you're a woman, get up here.
Yeah. It is. And I was just going to add that there is a cross section. I mean, from very young to very old. So it's a great thing. So we thank you for being here. Thank you so much for speaking and ministering to these ladies. It's been awesome.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Right. Okay. We've got Paula. Paula is our new women's director. She's going to be taking over this guard. Hi, Paula.
Guys.
How are you this morning?
I am so excited.
You said there was a song playing as you walked in this morning. Can you tell us what that is?
I'm still standing. I am. And honestly, it all begins with the divine interruption that I am living right now today in this place, in La Casa de Cristo, with all of you women. And I thank the Lord for putting every single one of these women, this church, Wendy's message, Jennine's love and encouragement right in my path. And I everywhere I look, there's the Lord right here at La Casa.
It's amazing. It's like a little mini church up here this weekend, but
This really
just with the ladies, few select men.
Yes, select
For sure.
Garman, select, and you,
and me.
Let's not forget Anthony.
That's
Anthony
true.
behind the camera.
He's working it right now. So we thank you, Anthony, for filling in this morning up here. So big shoes to fill. This is a big thing.
Little shoes, big heart.
I love that.
Little shoes, big heart to fill.
Okay. So plans for the future?
A lot of plans. A lot of plans, because God is always at work. God is always moving and gathering. And so when I look at this 100+ group of beautiful women, I say to the Lord, I have a holy discontent until we have 200, then 300, then 400. But it's not up to me, Chris. It's up to the Lord partnering with these hearts that have something so special in this place for them to go out and bring another. So next year, it is the whole theme is bring another. That's what the disciples did. Bring another.
Put all the hard work on the Lord, as you say.
All the heavy lifting.
All the heavy lifting. Well, awesome. It's been a great weekend. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to call in one more person. Where'd he go? Here we go. This is we were talking about old guard. Pastor Garman, come up here. Oldish. Good morning. How are you, sir?
It's a good day.
It's a good day. So you're up here, and this is Sunday, so they're going to have church up here since we're not back at home.
Yep. I always believe it's better in person than online, but you do a good job online.
Thank you. Glad you put that in there. So they're going to be receiving communion this morning.
Oh, you're learning along with me.
Always.
Yes, we will be celebrating Holy Communion. It's a gift that's given to us, and I'm not sure if they're having it in La Casa today. So you're united in that way, even separated by distance.
It's awesome, isn't it? Jennine has been with you since the very beginning, almost. I mean, 30 some odd years. Can you speak a little bit to Jennine and how she has been a light for these women here at La Casa de Cristo?
Jennine has been the lifeblood. She's fed by the Lord, and she passes it straight through. She is gifted with a caring heart, and it won't stop, I don't think, because she's leaving ministry here at La Casa. She has that as a given in her life. And I know when I was on the staff at La Casa, she fed me as much as she fed the women. So it was great relationship of staff and congregation.
Well, it certainly was. You led her, and she led you. It was to this great place up here with all these women. So we thank you for that as well.
Good. And now I've actually been a part of the Interlude.
I know. I've been trying to get you on here for a while. So
you give me a place like this anytime. Pay for the weekend, I'm there.
Captive audience. There you go. Well, thank you for being here, and we thank you for coming up here and ministering to these ladies to kind of finish up the weekend. So we want to say thank you to all of you for watching this morning. God bless you. Thank you for being here on the Interlude.